Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 43 of 2023, we had 96 tournaments with a total of 1,509 players and 5,367 games played. This week, the Eldari topped the chart with 18 wins and 40 top 3 placings. Their weighted placing is 6.7, which is the best overall. They have a big improvement on the 70.3 they had last week, managing to take down a lot more tournaments this time out. The Space Marines come next with 16 wins and 51 top 3 placings. Their weighted placing of 19.3 is the highest in the blue group, but is still a big improvement on the 30 they got last week. I imagine that Space Marine players are still experimenting with the new codex, so I'd expect their weighted placing to change significantly over the coming weeks. The Tyrannies remain in the blue group with 11 wins and a weighted placing of 10.8, the third best overall. They slightly improve on last week's result, perhaps players have now found out the most competitive lists. It'll be interesting to see if they can continue to show good tournament winning form. Tau were the last faction in blue with 7 wins and a weighted placing of 11.1, which is much better than the 28.8 they got last week. Chaos Space Marines top the green group with 6 wins and 22 top 3 placings. Their weighted placing is 18.7, which is worse than the 13 they got last time out. They have dropped back a little bit, but from recent form, I expect they will still remain near the top of the rankings. The Legions of Votann come next with 5 wins and a weighted placing of 8.2, the second best overall. They have improved on their weighted placing of 10.1, which was the best we saw last week. The Necrons get 4 wins and 15 top 3 placings, with a weighted placing of 23.3. As a Necrons player, I do like the look of the new Overlord, and I think I will pick one up when the new codex comes out. Chaos Demons and World Eaters both get 4 wins and 14 top 3 placings, with a weighted placing of 12.3 and 11.8 respectively. The Death Guard are the last faction in green, with the same number of wins and 1 less top 3 placing. Their weighted placing is 16.8, a slight improvement on last week. We see many of the same factions in yellow who pick up a few wins. Again, the Sisters perform the best in the group, with a weighted placing of 12.7. They are performing well despite not winning that many tournaments, which I attribute to their relatively low player base. 25 factions manage this one top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 174. Eldari are in second with 85 top 10 placings, followed by Tyranids in third with 74 top 10 placings. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 20.48% of all players taking them. Eldari are the second most popular faction on 7.95%, followed by Tyranids in third on 7.89%. This time out, the 3 most popular factions get the most top 10s in the same order as their popularity, which is expected. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. The second most popular faction, Eldari, topped the charts with a win rate of 62.2%. They are back over the 60% mark after being just below it for the last few weeks. I hope we are not seeing Eldari fully recapture their dominance, considering they also got the most wins this week. The World Eaters managed to improve their win rate again this week with 57.6%. They have nearly half the players compared to last week, and still managed to improve on their 54.5% win rate. The Legions of Votann are just outside the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 56.9%. They have had consecutive weeks with a good win rate, suggesting they have cemented their place as one of the top factions at the moment. Chaos Knights are the first faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 54.8%. Chaos Space Marines are the last full faction in green, with a win rate of 52.7%. Things are going very well for these forces of chaos at the moment. We see a few more factions below a 50% win rate this week, with the third most popular faction Tyranids topping the yellow group with a win rate of 49.9%. Sisters and Orcs both drop out of green group this week, with a win rate of 48.5% and 48% respectively. The most popular faction, Space Marines, get a win rate of 45.7%. Stay tuned till later on the video to see how the individual chapters perform. The Gene Stealer Cults are the last faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45.3%, which is a big drop from the 52.5% they got last week. We see 5 full factions outside the Goldilocks zone, with the Custodians still struggling on a 40% win rate. At least the Necrons and Admech have their codexes releasing before the end of the year, which should hopefully improve their win rate. The Eldari remain at the top of the Leviathan Part 2 win rates, with 58.6%. Chaos Space Marines remain in second place, with a win rate of 53.7%. They are holding on to second, however the factions behind are catching them up. The Legions of Votann are in third place after consecutive good weeks. They are now on a win rate of 53.1%. The Orcs come next with a win rate of 51.9%. The World Eaters are just behind with a win rate of 51.8%, with Chaos Knights also in the mix with a win rate of 51.7%. Given the current form of the two Chaos factions, I imagine they will both overtake the Orcs in next week's stats. The Tau are the last faction in green with a win rate of 50.4%. They did manage to get the 4th most wins this week, alongside a good weighting place of 11.1. This demonstrates they can do well in the hands of a skilled player, even if their weekly win rate was only 45.6%. The 2nd most popular faction, Tyranids, are on a win rate of 47%. The 3rd most popular faction, Necrons, are tied with the most popular faction, Space Marines. They are both on a win rate of 46.4%. There is no change in the factions outside the Goldilocks zone since the last balance change, although some factions are rather close to the line. This week, Fearless's favourite Blue Boys, the Ultramarines, topped the win rates with 50%. The Space Wolves topped the Yellow Group with a win rate of 47.6%, followed by the 3rd most popular chapter, the Black Templars, on 47.5%. The 2nd most popular chapter, the Blood Angels, come next, with a win rate of 47.1%. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, get a win rate of 45.6%. The Imperial Fists are the last chapter in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45.2%. The Iron Hands and Salamanders are the last chapters with 10 or more players. They get a win rate of 44.6% and 43.8% respectively. We do see less chapters in red this week, although most are struggling to get near a 50% win rate. The first few weeks of stats suggest that the Codex is not having a massive impact on the meta on its arrival. Having said that, the Tyranids Codex performance is still unstable, even though it has been out for nearly 2 months. This would suggest that it is taking players a significant amount of time to work out the new best lists from a new Codex, and seeing as the Space Marine Codex has the most data sheets and detachments, it may take even longer. I have seen numerous examples of Codex Space Marine lists doing well at tournaments, so I personally think there is a lot of potential for strong builds in the Codex. The 2nd most popular chapter, the Black Templars, topped the Leviathan Part 2 win rates with 52.4%. The Space Wolves topped the Yellow Group with a win rate of 48.6%. The Death Watch get a win rate of 47.7%, with the Iron Hands on a win rate of 46.8%. The most popular chapter, the Dark Angels, get a 46.7% win rate, followed by the Blood Angels on 45.5%. The Imperial Fists are the first chapter outside the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 44.6%. The 3rd most popular chapter, the Ultramarines, come next, with a win rate of 44.1%. The Raven Guard get a win rate of 42.4%, followed by the Salamanders on 41.6%. The White Scars are at the bottom, with a win rate of 30%. This week, the majority of the Chaos Space Marine warbands are unknown, so we go straight into Leviathan so far. The Red Corsairs topped the win rates with 63.6%, followed by the Alpha Legion with a win rate of 57.8%. The most popular warband, the Black Legion, are on 54.1%, followed by the Word Bearers on a win rate of 53.3%. The Emperor's Children get a win rate of 49.4%. The Night Lords get a win rate of 49.3%, with the Iron Warriors on the bottom with 47.5%. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.